Jay Blades has been charged with engaging in controlling and coercive behavior against his estranged wife.
The Repair Shop is a show that invites viewers into a world of restoration, where skilled craftspeople bring treasured heirlooms back to life. At the heart of the show was Jay Blades, known for his calm presence, emotional insight, and dedication to storytelling through craftsmanship. Over time, he became more than just a host. He became a familiar and comforting figure to millions. But everything changed when his personal life began to attract attention. Now Jay's ex-wife, Lisa Zbozen, is finally speaking out, and what she reveals isn't what fans expected. From restoration expert to beloved TV star, Jay Blades wasn't always a familiar face in living rooms across the UK. Before becoming the warm and engaging host of the BBC's The Repair Shop, Jay's story was one of overcoming adversity and reinventing himself. His journey from a tough upbringing to a respected craftsman and television presenter is as inspiring as the restorations he performs on the show. Born in London, Jay's early years were challenging. Raised in a working-class family, he faced obstacles that many could hardly imagine. Yet, through hard work and determination, Jay found a passion for woodwork and restoration. He trained as a furniture restorer, slowly carving out a niche in a trade that often goes unnoticed by the general public. His skill, combined with a natural charisma, soon set him apart from others in the craft. When the Repair Shop launched in 2017, it was a modest daytime show about artisans breathing new life into cherished heirlooms. What made it special, however, was Jay. His genuine warmth and ability to connect with both the people bringing in their treasured items and the audience at home gave the show heart. Jay wasn't just fixing antiques. He was restoring memories, and often a sense of hope. The program quickly grew in popularity. Viewers were drawn to the combination of skilled craftsmanship and the emotional stories tied to each object. Whether it was a child's toy passed down through generations or a grandmother's jewelry box, the show celebrated the power of preservation. Jay became the friendly face guiding audiences through each repair, his enthusiasm infectious. In 2021, Jay's contributions were officially recognized when he was awarded an MBE for his services to craft and broadcasting. This honor elevated him from a television personality to a respected public figure, symbolizing not only his skill, but the broader impact he had made. Many saw Jay as a role model, someone who had taken a difficult past and turned it into a source of inspiration for others. Despite this rise, life behind the camera wasn't always as smooth as it seemed. Fans admired Jay's upbeat persona and down-to-earth nature, but very few knew what was happening beyond the studio walls. The contrast between his public image and his private struggles would soon come to light in ways no one expected. By late 2024, whispers began circulating about changes in the Repair Shop. Jay, once a constant presence, was suddenly absent from new episodes. This absence raised eyebrows but was met initially with sympathy, as Jay had shared he was taking a break from social media following the tragic death of his uncle. Fans offered support, believing it was a personal time of mourning. Yet, as weeks passed and filming moved forward without Jay, questions multiplied. How long would this break last? What was really going on? The man who had become a symbol of restoration and healing now seemed distant and unreachable. As his physical presence on screen faded, so did the simple certainty fans had about the man they thought they knew. Behind the scenes, more was unfolding. The glow of Jay's rise was starting to dim, and the bright spotlight that once warmed his career now cast shadows. The story of Jay Blades was no longer just about craftsmanship and television success. It was about complexities, challenges, and the unraveling of a private life in the public eye. The public image of Jay Blades, beloved TV host and craftsman, was about to be tested in ways no one saw coming. The show that stole hearts. The Repair Shop isn't just a TV show. For many, it is a comforting ritual. It is the kind of program that brings a sense of calm, a reminder that things can be fixed and memories preserved. Central to its success is Jay Blades, whose presence feels like that of a trusted friend guiding viewers through each episode. The premise of the Repair Shop is simple but powerful. Members of the public bring in family heirlooms, items with deep sentimental value that have suffered wear, damage, or decay. From cracked ceramics to broken clocks and faded paintings, these treasures are handed over to a team of skilled craftspeople dedicated to restoring them. But the show's heart goes far beyond the physical repair work. Each episode is filled with stories of love, loss, heritage, and family bonds. Jay acts as the bridge between these stories and the audience, providing a gentle, empathetic touch. When an elderly woman brings in a necklace from her late mother, or a man submits a battered toy from his childhood, it's not just the item that gets restored. A connection to the past is renewed. What set the repair shop apart was Jay's unique role. Unlike a traditional presenter who stays on the sidelines, Jay worked alongside the craftspeople. His knowledge of restoration was genuine. But more than that, his warmth and openness created an environment where guests and viewers alike felt safe and valued. He listened, he joked, and he shared in the emotional moments, making the show feel personal rather than scripted. The BBC recognized this appeal, and the show quickly moved from daytime slots to prime time, a rare feat for a program focused on something as niche as restoration. Audiences across the UK and beyond tuned in, often finding comfort in its quiet optimism amid a world full of turmoil and uncertainty. But the charm of the repair shop was not just Jay's warmth. It was the entire team, a group of master craftspeople, each with a specialized skill, from clockmaking to upholstery. Together, they created something more than the sum of their parts. The barn in West Sussex where filming took place became a cozy sanctuary, a place where broken things were mended with care and respect. For years, the formula worked flawlessly. Viewers felt a sense of continuity, a predictable yet heartwarming experience every week. Jay's presence was a steady anchor. Even during difficult times in his personal life, his smile and humor remained constant on screen. But then came the subtle changes. Fans noticed that Jay wasn't in every new episode. At first, it was just a few absences here and there, easily explained by scheduling or personal commitments. But as the latest series rolled out, his absence became more pronounced. Some episodes aired with the rest of the craftspeople, but Jay was nowhere to be seen. This sparked curiosity and concern. Why was Jay missing? Was he unwell? Or was there something more serious behind the scenes? Social media buzzed with speculation, but no clear answers emerged. The producers remained tight-lipped, and Jay himself had gone silent online. The mystery grew deeper because filming had continued without him, an unusual step for a show so closely tied to its host. For a program built around Jay's personality, moving forward without him raised questions about the future. Viewers who had once seen Jay as the embodiment of restoration and healing now felt a growing unease. The man who had helped fix broken heirlooms and mend emotional wounds was himself missing from the frame. The contrast was striking. Behind the scenes, sources hinted at troubles that went beyond the camera lens, but official statements were scarce. The BBC's urgent removal of episodes featuring Jay, revealed months later, only added to the intrigue and concern. Despite the rumors and uncertainty, the repair shop remained a beloved fixture. Its message of care, restoration, and connection still resonated, even as its star faded from view. Fans waited anxiously for answers, hoping for clarity. The quiet that surrounded Jay's disappearance wasn't just about rest or recovery. Something far more serious was unfolding behind the scenes, and it would soon break into the public eye. A sudden break and growing silence. When Jay Blades announced he was stepping back from social media, it seemed like a private moment of grief. Fans quickly learned that Jay was mourning the loss of his uncle, a tragic event he openly shared with his followers. Many responded with support and understanding, believing that Jay's break was simply a necessary pause to heal. But as the weeks passed, the nature of this break began to shift. Jay's absence extended beyond social media. Viewers tuned in to new episodes of The Repair Shop and noticed something strange. Jay was missing. The host, who had been the face of the show for nearly 7 years, wasn't appearing. For a show so closely tied to his presence, it was unusual and concerning. Filming continued without Jay, which added to the uncertainty. Normally, Shows like The Repair Shop pause or adjust filming schedules when a key presenter is unavailable. Instead, the production moved forward, featuring the craftspeople, but not their usual charismatic leader. For fans, the change was unsettling. Jay's silence only deepened the mystery. He made no public statements to explain his absence beyond the initial announcement of mourning. The once lively social media accounts stayed dormant. Speculation grew, ranging from health concerns to personal issues. Some wondered if Jay was ill, others worried there might be trouble behind the scenes. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, the story was far more complicated. In early 2024, tensions in Jay's personal life had reached a critical point. His relationship with Lisa Zbozen, his wife, was unraveling, though this remained private to the public. The split had not yet been announced, and neither Jay nor Lisa spoke openly about their struggles. In May, the situation came to light when Lisa posted on Instagram, announcing that she had walked away from their marriage. The message was brief but clear. Their relationship was over. This public acknowledgement caught many off guard, especially given Jay's previously positive image. Around this time, the BBC began to take action behind the scenes. In response to the developments, episodes of The Repair Shop, featuring Jay, were removed from broadcast schedules. The network was quick to distance itself from the controversy, signaling the seriousness of the situation. It was no longer just a personal matter. It had become a public concern. Adding to the tension, Jay was charged with allegations of controlling and coercive behavior towards Lisa. These charges alleged that his actions had caused Lisa to fear violence on more than one occasion during their relationship. Jay pleaded not guilty, but the case cast a shadow over his career and reputation. The contrast between the warm, trustworthy figure on television and the serious allegations in court was stark. Fans struggled to reconcile the two images. The man who once inspired hope through restoration was now facing legal battles and public scrutiny. As Jay awaited his trial, scheduled for May 2025, the future remained uncertain. The BBC had yet to confirm whether he would return to The Repair Shop, and Jay himself stayed largely out of the public eye. The show continued without him, but many viewers missed the familiar face and comforting presence. The quiet that had started with a break to grieve had turned into a silence filled with questions and concerns. The story of Jay Blades was no longer just about his talents or television success. It was about the complexities of personal relationships, legal battles, and the unpredictable nature of public life. What many didn't expect, however, was that the next chapter in this story would come not from Jay, but from Lisa. Her own voice would break the silence in a way that challenged assumptions and added new layers to the unfolding drama. Just when the public thought they understood the situation, Lisa's cryptic messages would reveal a side of the story no one was prepared for. Charges and controversy. By late 2024, the quiet that had surrounded Jay Blades' disappearance from The Repair Shop turned into a loud, unavoidable controversy. What began as speculation and whispers became headline news when it was revealed that Jay was facing serious legal charges and accusations of controlling and coercive behavior directed at his estranged wife, Lisa Zbozen. The charges brought a stark contrast to the warm and trustworthy image Jay had cultivated over the years as the friendly face of the beloved restoration show. The allegations were detailed and grave, claiming that Jay's behavior during their relationship caused Lisa to fear violence on at least 2 occasions. The nature of these accusations sent shockwaves through fans, colleagues, and the media. The timeline of events made the situation all the more intense. Jay's absence from filming became apparent in early 2024, but it was only months later, in September, that news broke about the legal proceedings. The BBC responded swiftly, removing episodes featuring Jay from their schedule and halting his participation in upcoming broadcasts. This move made it clear that the corporation was taking the allegations seriously, even before the case had gone to trial. Jay appeared in Worcester Crown Court to face the charges. Dressed in a dark suit and his trademark black cap and glasses, he pleaded not guilty to controlling and coercive behavior spanning a 20-month period. The charges specifically referred to a pattern of behavior that allegedly had a serious effect on Lisa, leaving her fearful. During the hearing, Judge James Burbage KC denied a defense request to hold parts of the proceedings in private, ensuring that the case remained in the public eye. Jay was granted bail and scheduled to return to court for trial. Throughout the process, Jay maintained his innocence, denying any coercive control. But the damage to his public persona was undeniable. The man who had been honored with an MBE and trusted by millions suddenly faced questions about his character and conduct. Lisa's public announcement that she had walked away from the marriage added fuel to the fire. Though she did not initially comment on the allegations, the split confirmed that the couple's problems were real and serious. Behind the scenes, many were left wondering what the truth was. The details that had emerged painted a complicated picture, but the full story remained elusive. Fans of The Repair Shop found themselves caught between the comforting memories of the show's positive message and the harsh realities now associated with its former star. Media outlets followed the story closely, balancing coverage of Jay's legal troubles with respect for the ongoing court process. Public opinion was divided. Some held on to loyalty to Jay, while others felt betrayed by the allegations. The controversy also raised broader questions about public figures and the private struggles they may face. For now, the case was set to move forward slowly, with legal battles and court dates looming. The BBC and the Repair Shop team moved cautiously, focusing on maintaining the show's integrity without Jay's presence. And just when people thought they had reached the end of the story, Lisa's own words broke through the silence, and what she revealed was not what anyone expected. Lisa Zbozen breaks the silence. Jay Blade's ex-wife Lisa Zbozen finally breaks silence on him, and it's not what you think. It's time to tell everything. I am done hiding. I want my side to be heard, Lisa declared in a voice that sounded both exhausted and unshakably firm. She went on to say, "People only saw the edited version of our life. Behind the smiles, there was silence. My silence. Not anymore." She hinted that for over a year she'd been living in survival mode, and claimed that those closest to her knew something wasn't right, but didn't ask questions. But there is more. Just hours before Jay was due to appear at Worcester Crown Court, Lisa shared a series of emotional and cryptic messages on social media. The timing was striking, but the messages themselves were carefully worded, powerful yet elusive, revealing much without saying it all. The posts appeared on her fitness company's Instagram account, centered around World Mental Health Day, an occasion dedicated